WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow. You know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon and Lucas Twitch DeSangro, live and in living color, kind of like the popular show from the early 90s of the same name.
Featuring actors such as Jim Carrey and I don't know who else. I only know Jim Carrey was on the show.
I should bop you on the head and say, I don't think so, homie, don't play that. The Wayans, like that was like all about all of the Wayans, like Keenan Ivory Wayans, Damon Wayans.
Wow. I'm such an uncultured swine.
Noting the time for a drop on that one.
Whenever we
I've got to bring you back down to some sort of level at some point, because I know this whole week it's been basically...
I'm a celebrity now.
No.
That's right. I said it. I'm a celebrity.
What do you mean? I was going to say, between you walking the aisle with the mortarboard and gown earlier this week.
In glory and renown.
In glory and renown. Congratulations for that, by the way.
Thank you very much.
And also now getting a job that isn't in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. I have a shoot job now. I can officially say that. Insider term. Smark. Yeah, you know. It's I'm very excited.
Chad Kensington, when did you drop by?
Mark.
We'll talk more about the MFPW coming up. We've got a lot to get into here after our live on tape show last week. That was a lot of fun.
That was. It took a while to record. We missed all of NXT TakeOver and the return of Paul Ellering, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can actually get into that since I know people have been chomping at the bit for that. We'll have to obviously also get to the Facebook feedback, get to the phones. There's certainly a lot to do. That's what happens when we're not in here for quite a while. Although on the bright side, this is maybe the third time in the last 3 months that we've been here in studio.
That is true. I mean, the away games, I guess, are getting more and more frequent on the road. You know, that's scheduled.
Oh, the road trips, yeah. That's or the road shows, or however you want to phrase it. And we've got a few more of those coming up. Some definitely confirmed. Some we've got a few things to iron out, including about a month from now. It went from being 100% confirmed to about 90% confirmed. So we'll just have to figure out what I's to dot and what T's to cross. But
I'm sorry, what's this for?
The goblet stock.
Ah, yes. I apologize. I was just looking over the notes.
Not a problem. It's something I've grown accustomed to in the almost 3 years that you've been with the...
I'm sorry. I've been looking just at these names that are going to be in the Cruiserweight Classic. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, true. The full list of Cruiserweight Classic entrants has been announced.
One of them we know very well.
Yes, we do. We'll certainly get into that a little bit later in the hour. Also, well, I guess we'll get into this right off the bat. WWE Hall of Famer who was arrested. That's right. Jerry the King Lawler and his fiancée, Lauren McBride, were arrested following an altercation at their home in Memphis, Tennessee on Friday morning, according to WREG-TV. McBride claiming that Lawler struck her in the head and pushed her against a stove. She also claims that Lawler brought an unloaded pistol into the kitchen, set it down, and told her to kill herself. Lawler claiming that McBride scratched him in the face, threw a candle at him, and kicked him in the groin. He also claims that she was intoxicated and brought the pistol into the kitchen. So definitely a lot of he said, she said there.
You'd think, though, to calm her down, Jerry Lawler would just go, use your words, use your words, use your words. Because, you know, she's probably a lot younger than he is. We do
I
not
was gonna
scratch
say,
on the
what would-
face. No, sit in the corner. Timeout.
I was going to say, what would make you say that Lawler's girlfriend is considerably younger than he is?
Because he's Jerry.
True, because it's not like something that we haven't seen over the better part of the last.
When he's looking for
25, 30
puppies, I
years.
don't think he's looking for basset hounds, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, goodness. There you go.
The
You're
time.
killing me here.
Exactly. He's looking for puppies, not, I'm Droopy Dog. Yeah, that was a bad Droopy Dog impression, but you know what I'm saying,
You make this so difficult sometimes.
Exactly.
There we go.
I'm very proud of that analogy, too.
No, that was very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Usually once the puppies become droopy, that's where it becomes a problem.
That's where he goes, divorce. And as soon as they, turn into Droopy Dog, he goes, divorce. Where's the papers? Where's the pen? Pen.
Oh, sweet mercy. In addition to all of this, WWE has suspended Lawler, issuing the statement, quote, WWE has zero tolerance for matters involving domestic violence, and per our policy, Jerry Lawler has been suspended indefinitely following his arrest.
You'd think after the whole Adam Rose thing,
Yeah, which we've got a little bit more on that we'll more than likely get into sometime this hour. But in an ironic twist, the evening of the incident, Lawler was at an independent wrestling event featuring all cage matches, which was called A Night in the Slammer.
Irony, I miss you so much sometimes. So sweet. Just always there when you need it.
So very well done. Also, we'll talk a little bit about how Zach Gowen did on American Ninja Warrior. We previewed that a little bit on last week's show. Also, a notable entrance-themed performer dying at the age of 49. We'll tell you who that is coming up in the hour. So much to get into, and a whole bunch more. It's kind of like where to start. Plus, we'll have predictions certain to go wrong for Money in the Bank. That's right. That's coming up.
You're darn right.
Tomorrow night. And we'll give you our picks and predictions certain to go wrong, which, considering, I was going to say, a little bit of catch-up needed on your part.
Yeah.
Only 3 behind, though. That's easily, you can easily make that up. It's not as insurmountable as, say, the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's going into Game 7.
Yes, it is. And that's
I-
about the most basketball you're going to get out of me on this program.
Yeah, same. I'm very excited. I'm very confident that I'm going to do very well with these predictions. Money in the Bank is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. Always a lot of fun. And consistently in the past, considering I was there for the one, that we both, this was before we met, but we were both incidentally we were at the same pay-per-view. We were in different boxes, but we were there.
Yes, we didn't know that the other had existed at that time. That would come about 6 weeks after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
It was the only time I ever got to see CM Punk and Daniel Bryan live.
No kidding.
Really? Yeah. I had never.
See, I should have saved that as a drop from last week and just again with the no beep.
Yeah, that was the only
self
time.
in post-production.
And what stinks is the funny thing is I sort of crossed off my bucket list seeing some of my heroes wrestle live. I've gotten to see Punk and Bryan in the same match, which was nice, and I got to see Jeff Hardy wrestle the Young Bucks, or the Hardy Boys wrestle the Young Bucks a couple of years ago at House of Hardcore.
And you saw me in a battle royal this past. No,
I was in the battle royal too. I mean,
details.
Yeah, details.
Actually, no. You got to see me do what I do probably even better than that. You got to see me on commentary.
Yeah.
Because, we say at the top of the I'm the best on that microphone in that ring, even at commentary. Now I got the chance to prove it this past Saturday at the MFPW Arena.
And I think it's safe to say nobody can touch you.
I think that my personal history would definitely prove that. And Lucas is done. All right, the last 45 minutes of the show, I'm on my own here. Lucas has fallen to the
I
floor.
was trying to play off the CM Punk promo. You know, best on the microphone in this ring, even in commentary. Nobody can touch me.
I knew exactly where you were going. That's why, like M. Night Shyamalan, I pulled a twist.
What a twist.
That's one of many things that I do around here. At least I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Having fun, that's what I try to do. That's one of the things I try to do anyway. Alrighty, so we're coming up on our first...
We're already 15 minutes in. It's always like this when we're in studio, because, you know what, it's our home turf. We always know how to be comfortable and have fun, you know.
Tom, you're a goddamn genius.
Very well done, yeah. Way to point that out. And just when I thought...
You said, that Forrest Gump, I appreciate that drop.
You can thank Mike Samsel for that one.
Thank you, Mike.
From back when he had the Mike and Tom show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was that.
You must have an IQ of 160. What's your main objective? To do whatever you say, sir.
Is there a point to this?
No. There's no point to this. We're just having a little bit of fun before we go to commercial.
Yeah, I guess there's something to be said about that. So that's where I was going with this. Yeah, one of the things to talk about here. The next few weeks are going to be huge for appearances at George's Cards and Collectibles. Of course, last week, a whole slew of them, including El Chorito, Hornswoggle, and some other full-sized wrestlers. No, yeah, I was trying to think of the third one, and I had that brief thought of, wait, who was it? That's right, it was Dink, Tiger Jackson, Dink the Clown. Plus Heidenreich and La Resistance and Barry Hardy and Gilbert, I believe, rounded out that. But as if all that wasn't enough, coming up this Friday, June 24th from 6 to 9 p.m., George's Cards and Collectibles and RF Video team up to bring you Damian Sandow, the intellectual savior himself. I would say that Mike Samsel would be first in line, but I think he already, having interviewed Damian Sandow back, 3 years ago now at WrestleMania Access, I think he, he's kind of can't really top that after that.
That is true.
Plus, on Friday, July 8th, former WWE superstar Santino Marella, Cobra Intact, will be at George's in the Neshaminy Mall. George's Cards and Collectibles has been the leading collectibles store in the tri-state area for over 20 years. They have 3 locations. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Willow Grove Park Mall, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing, one I know that you are very familiar with, one Lucas DeSangro.
Yes. Wait, the Neshaminy Mall movie theater wing?
Well, yeah, that and their original New Falls Road.
Well, the New Falls Road, yes.
I'm just saying you're familiar with George's in general.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Get the latest info on George's Cards and Collectibles at their website, georgescollectibles.com, as well as through George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. I'm sure they'll have more fun stuff coming up as the year progresses.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've talked to George. With this new full-time gig, it's been hard to make my way out there. Plus, a lot of these appearances, which normally you'd see me at, they've tended to coincide with something related to the MF Pro Academy. So it's been...
I actually stopped in, I think it was Tuesday? Yeah, I think it was Tuesday after finals. I stopped at George's, and he's doing pretty well. He's asking about you, how you're doing with the factory and everything. I actually got some fun facts about, people that listen to the show know I'm a huge fan of wrestling figures and just action figures in general, but I thought I'd drop a couple of facts for you. So,
that they're actually called dolls?
All right, thanks, Fearon Cage.
See, that was a little too inside. Doggone it. Yeah, a discussion last night during training about action figures and whether or not they were dolls.
They
were Mahoney busting.
Yes. The thing is, so I've been looking for the Sami Zayn Elite figure for a while, but I was wondering why I couldn't find it, and I asked George about it, and he said that it's at the Neshaminy Mall for $50. Now, you're probably all wondering, why would somebody pay $50 for an action figure? Well, here's the thing. I looked a little bit more into it. They only made like one or two batches of that series, and Sami Zayn was the highest selling figure out of that entire series. It sold like clockwork. It's just the same thing with like Kevin Owens and all that. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I wanted to know, the one thing I realized was like, imagine what happens when AJ Styles gets his own Elite figure. Imagine how fast that's gonna sell out, one, and imagine how much it's gonna be after like the first couple weeks. It's gonna be insane.
Yep, you'll see Dom West pushing it somewhere. Gem mint condition, be dialing.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. All right, now that I've gone completely off the rails once again, let me see if I can get this back on track, and we'll do so on the other side of our first time out. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
What's your stuff worth? If you're curious about what your antiques, collectibles, and general household contents are worth and don't want to spend a fortune to find out, call Mike Ivanovich for a house contents appraisal. For $195, Mike will travel to your home, verbally appraise your items, and recommend how and where you could sell for the most money possible. The typical house contents appraisal will typically take 1.5 to 2 hours. To schedule your house contents appraisal, call Mike today at 215-345-6094. Visit www.michaelivanovich.appraisals.com. To learn more, that's MICAELIVANKOVICH appraisals.com. 215-345-6094.
Philadelphia Protestant Home is a premier senior living community that offers affordable, quality, independent living, personal care, skilled nursing, and rehabilitation. PPH is located on a beautiful, serene campus within minutes of Bucks County and features a variety of on-site amenities for active lifestyles. Elegant dining services, ice cream parlor, indoor pool and wellness center, bowling alley, computer learning center, greenhouse, bank, market, and coming soon, a pharmacy. Call now to schedule a tour, 215-697-8000, or visit us on the web at pphfamily.org. At PPH, we're family.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 9:30 for Financial Issues and Answers with the caring financial professionals of the Harvest Group right here on 1490 WBCB.
All of your favorite shops are still open while the new Dion Square is under construction. You may have already visited the brand new First National Bank branch in Dion Square. When all the work is done, the new beautiful Dion Square will feature a new Pat Dion Beverages, a new Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits shop, and a brand new CVS Pharmacy. In the meantime, all of the shops are open for business while the new Dion Square takes shape. 518 South Oxford Valley Road in Fairless Hills.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Controversy creates cash. Isn't that what Eric Bischoff said?
Yeah.
He wrote a book about it, too.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro here with you, talking wrestling as we've done for the better part of 17 plus years now.
Yeah.
Not that I've been on the air for all of those, but...
And I certainly haven't.
Yeah, I could see that. One of your first words as you're there in diapers. Body slam.
We're up against it right now. Oh, no, that was a couple of years ago. That's how high my voice was.
Actually, yeah.
You're going to get me in trouble, and I didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Hey, remember those days?
A lot of things dropped, but something didn't, certainly. I think.
I think one of those things that dropped was your IQ somehow. All right.
So what's on the news and notes today, Fearon?
While Lucas is seething as he tends to do, we'll I was gonna say
okay. Now you're really getting the Luigi death stare, and I ain't even breaking kayfabe. This is a shoot.
Oh, calm yourself, young Padawan. Well, all right, while Lucas regains his composure, in fact, so much so I'm going to turn off his microphone. Yeah, that's right. It's a good thing I did because words are being said that it definitely won't make it over the air, and I don't want to hit the dump button.
I'm not even actually saying them.
What was that?
I said I'm not even. I can hear. If I did scream expletives, I'd hear them through your mic. I think. Pretty sure.
Now you're the one breaking kayfabe.
Turn my mic off, please. Do it right now.
All right, so while we turn Lucas's mic off, what we're going to do is go to the phones instead and get to Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. OTW has a show in Williamstown, New Jersey tonight with a 7 p.m. bell time.
Okay. Williamstown, New Jersey?
Yes.
That's what? Did you say OTW or OPW?
OTW.
Oh, okay.
Wrestling.
Alrighty, that should be a fun event tonight.
Sky Ducati and Tony Atlas is in Springfield Ice Rink tonight with the ECWA.
Oh, yeah, ECWA.
Yes, also going to be wrestling on the show will be Brutal Bob Evans and the Wild Man Congo, two men that have graced the halls of the MFPW arena.
Yeah, two of quite a few, and quite many more to come as time goes along here, I'm more than sure.
UFC 200 July 9th has Brock Lesnar on the card.
Yeah, we got into that fairly extensively. It's amazing how that's pretty much just around the corner. Only about 3 weeks away.
Really? Well, darn.
Yeah, that night we'll be at the MFPW arena, so I'm sure that our phones will be going off at some point to let us know what happens in Brock Lesnar against Mark Hunt for that one.
Let's
I don't know what time that starts.
Wouldn't it be funny if we got like a WWE update from that?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me considering, Brock Lesnar is contracted with WWE, and it is kind of a notable thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably be one of those deals where because of the big name nature of it, it might be one of the later fights on the card.
Most likely.
So it'll be one of those where midnight will be rolling around and it'll just be starting.
Probably.
At least that's my guess.
And Ron Simmons' Money in the Bank pay-per-view party at Nick's Roast Beef tomorrow.
Ron Simmons, a WWE Hall of Famer, multi-time tag team champion, and you're already tensing because you think I'm going to drop his famous word, but no, I'm not going to.
Damn!
Yeah, no, I didn't react to it the way that you usually do to it.
Yeah, like I get very scared and then fart a little bit out of fear.
That's about it.
All righty, well.
Short report.
Well, I mean, there's ebbs and flows to a lot of these things. I mean, this just could happen to be a weekend where not as much is going on locally, but, I mean, it doesn't mean there aren't events going on pretty much on a weekly basis that you could potentially go to. So next week, I mean, we'll be down at the MFPW arena, but, I mean, there could be a slew of things going on next Saturday, for example. But of those, you definitely want to come to the MFPW arena. We'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later here in the hour.
Every 2 weeks?
Usually it's every other week, with a couple of exceptions, yeah. And when that occurs, I mean, last week, due to the Phillies game, we had to reschedule and pre-record the show because the Phillies game didn't end until probably, close to 4 or 4:30. So by the time we got on the air, it would have, been pretty close to the time of the doors opening, and it just would have been a little too chaotic with everything going on, and pretty much the entire show would just be Ted Efaw hovering over the dump button, just from the stuff going on in the background.
He's about to have a heart attack. Yeah, like that would not be fun.
And we didn't want to put him through that. We like Ted.
Yeah.
Ted's good people.
When he's not, stirring stuff up.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to follow in my stead when I'm not here, or somebody's got to help add on when I am here.
Have a nice weekend.
All righty. Thank you so much, Ed, for the call. We'll catch up with you next time we're in studio, which I think will be a couple weeks from now. I want to say July 2nd is our next in-studio date. We've had a lot of road trips.
Darn.
Oh, I know. That's such a bad thing that we're on the road constantly. Yeah, not really. It's a nice way to get out amongst the people, and got a few more of those coming up. Just need to dot a few more I's and cross a few more T's to make sure that we'll be good to go for Goblet Stock coming up on the 16th of July.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you weren't at it last year, were you?
I was not.
Yeah, it'll certainly be a treat.
Oh, I would imagine.
If nothing else, you'll like the stuff from the food trucks and the water
Plus,
slide.
we'll get to see our boy Reese.
Yeah, we'll delve more into that coming up in a few minutes. But now getting to the news and notes that you were mouthing angrily at me as your microphone was turned off. Are you feeling a little better now?
Yes, I'm feeling calm.
Okay.
You're still going to mute my mic, aren't you?
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Love how there's so much faith you have in your co-host and intern.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you? Well, I was going to say, you know how
I completely understand. I'm just...
Because, I mean, if I let something slip, next thing you know, I'll just be like...
I was going to say, no, it's completely justified. I get it.
Fair enough. So let's get into some news and notes here. WWE announcing an exclusive multi-year content distribution agreement. Easy for me to say.
Easy with you to say?
Yeah,
Contrent and easy with you to say.
Yeah, I'm just all kinds of funny today.
Funny how?
Good fellas.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
Yeah, it's apparently...
Me fail English? That's impossible.
That's about where I am today. My goodness.
Well, by God.
Let me try that again. Let me hit the reset button on the last 2 minutes and just try it, start over here or something like that. See, this is why 7 hours of sleep in 2 days is not a good thing.
Yeah, definitely not.
There's a reason I call this the sleep deprivation tour. WWE announced an exclusive multi-year content distribution agreement with PPTV. And also WWE returning to Shanghai on September 10th. Plus Bin Wang, the first ever Chinese talent to sign a WWE developmental contract.
I was going to say, I thought it was, instead of Bin Wang, I thought it was Big Wang, which made me giggle uncontrollably when I first saw it, and I had to double check it for a second. I'm like, no, that can't be his real name. I'm sorry.
You want my head to explode?
I don't know. It depends. Depends what kind of day I'm having.
You're killing me here, Smalls.
I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness. I was going to say, are we in trouble yet?
No, probably not. I don't think so.
No, Ted Efall hasn't come running into the studio.
What have you done? We're canceled. It's like the ending to a Robot Chicken season. You're canceled.
Son of a... Yeah, that's about how I feel regarding that. Yeah, things get too badly, Ted Efall will be running in here putting...
Boots to asses.
Thank you, Rock. At this point, I think I'm just trying to crack up Lucas even more than he already is.
You're just pulling a Jim Foxwell at this point.
I haven't pulled out the go yet.
Or the 37, or the 4, or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Or any of my drops that apparently are used without my knowledge or consent.
Well,
I want my royalty checks, darn it.
Why would I need to do that? I mean...
I don't need to prove a damn thing to you. But that's not about proving anything, me from maybe a month or two ago.
Anyway, Also, Chris Melendez announcing that he has finished his run with TNA Impact Wrestling. Melendez writing on Twitter, quote, "I've decided to move on to the next chapter of my life. I learned a lot in and out of the ring. Thank you for the opportunity." Chris Melendez was the veteran, the war hero. Spent a little bit of time with TNA Impact Wrestling.
Who was he, a wrestler?
Yeah, no, he wrestled.
Did he wrestle under a different name or?
No, he wrestled under his name, Chris Melendez.
Maybe it's because I haven't watched Impact as much as that much.
Well, actually, that's a good way to segue into this. The state of TNA's finances. TNA CFO and COO Dean Broadhead revealed the sad state of the company's finances in a post on his private Facebook page. Well, if it's private, how is it found out by people? Anyway, Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com reporting that Broadhead wrote on Facebook that he had to secure interim financing within a 12-hour window so that the production trucks would, quote, roll for Slammiversary and the TV taping this past week. Broadhead writing, quote, "Maybe it's time to retire, but maybe not until everything is in its right place." So there's a possibility that, that Slammiversary and the Impact tapings may not have happened. What
do you mean that they may not have happened?
Well, if you have no money, you can put on a show.
But they had
apparently
money to do it?
Well, yeah, but they had to basically get... by interim financing, they basically meant that somebody else had to pony up some coin to make it happen.
And the thing was, though, Slammiversary by most accounts was actually really good.
Yeah, the action's not bad at all. It's just financially they're treading water with a 100-pound dumbbell attached to their legs. That's all.
Yeah.
They just need to do some things that are best for business or something. I don't know.
Foreshadow.
What was I foreshadowing there?
Best for business, maybe WWE swoops in and buys the competition.
I really wasn't going there, but...
They're coming for that video library, Dixie.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
No. That was like the funny thing about that. Wasn't that like the reason that what was it? McMahon bought WCW?
I guess. I don't know. I thought you were going Booker. Dixie Carter, they're coming for your video library.
No. I wouldn't be able to get away with that, one. And two, that wasn't what I was going for.
I was going to say, I wouldn't even be able to get away with it. In that case, it was just a quote context.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to
it. I'm coming for that video library, Dixie.
And you ain't just whistling, Dixie. All right. Yeah, I was going to say, please don't whistle Dixie now. Maybe during the commercial break.
I wasn't going to.
Okay. Stranger things have happened. But big things are happening. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not amusing enough to you there? Yeah, I know. You're pretty run down. It's been a long week for you.
Yeah. You got to just break kayfabe, shatter that fourth wall, bring up the fact that I'm yawning. I didn't even make a sound. I made it silent on purpose.
It was more audible than you thought.
Oh.
Yeah. Had to kind of acknowledge it.
Oh. Well, then, carry on. I apologize.
All righty. Big things are coming up in the next few weeks at the Broken Goblet Brewery at 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Last night, in case you missed it, was their latest bottle release, Crystal Hef, an 8% Hefeweizen, German for wheat beer. Way stronger than your average Hefeweizen, very potent to say the least. Not to get into too much beerology, but usually Hefeweizens are in that 4 to 5% alcohol by volume range. This is much stronger at 8%. I've got a bottle waiting for me over there, and I'll have to give it a review at some point, but obviously not while I'm live on the air because there's rules against that or something.
Yeah.
Also, today is a frickin' awesome Saturday, as at 4 o'clock, the boys of B-Gob, and girls of B-Gob too, and Kate and Tina are couple of the bartenders there. Can't leave them out. They'll be tapping a firkin of Wine Blossom Raspberry Saison. Oh, I don't even like raspberry, and that sounds good. Plus, there'll be Jackbox.TV trivia all night. I was going to say, I was about to invite you out to that, but I realized you've got work until later tonight. And, yeah, the first day at the shoot job.
Wait, so that's tonight?
Yeah. But, I mean, it says all night, so maybe after work you can...
At 9:30. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, they're open until midnight tonight, so why not?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay, we'll have to make that happen. Plus, coming up, speaking of making things happen, on Saturday, July 16th, Goblet Stock 2. Celebrating 2 years of the Broken Goblet being in operation. There will be over 25 beers on tap, food trucks, and a water slide. Gearing up for the water. I can't tell you the last time I've been on a water slide. It's a chance to get your inner kid on.
Yeah.
While having a few libations at the same time. Plus, there'll be live music from Hawthorne Heights. Pretty notable band from the mid-2000s. There will be fun, hilarity, hijinks, and beer. And I just need to secure a couple of other things, but otherwise we should be set to broadcast live from there mere couple of hours before the event is set to start. So we'll see. We'll be able to see the festivities getting set up in their entirety, and maybe... that's right, I just said there are rules against sampling the libations while broadcasting, but we'll see.
Nothing about maybe doing a Brucey bonus afterwards.
Oh, there will be many Brucey bonuses afterward. I was going to say 25 on tap. I'm going to have to sample just little 1 ounce of each. That's the equivalent of a pint and a half, right? That's how that works?
Maybe.
I was going to say, what I'm asking you, that's Pensbury, Matt. No, I'm... I know. Yeah, go.
I wasn't saying that. But
I was going to say,
at least not out loud.
Well, yeah, your face said it all, so I had to paint the picture for the audience listening to be able to describe what's going on. Anyway, as you can tell just from us in here, it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Coming up on the other side, some more news and notes. We'll tell you a little bit more about the MFPW event coming up next week. We've still got Today in Wrestling History, birthdays, and the Money in the Bank lineup with our predictions certain to go wrong for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view next week. Alongside Lucas DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Ryan Westbrook here to tell you about my good friends over at Golden Nugget Jewelers. Just because I used to leave it all in the field doesn't mean you have to leave all your money at the register to get her that special engagement ring. Head on over to Golden Nugget Showroom on the corner of 8th and Chestnut to get treated like a Hall of Famer. They've got the best selection of loose diamonds, the best prices, and lifetime guarantees. But what really sets Golden Nugget apart is the family-owned, friendly atmosphere. Golden Nugget Jewelers. It's where Philly gets engaged.
Hi, I'm Henry Carpenter, a certified elder law attorney with a special message for people who are caring for an elderly or seriously ill parent. I know it can be difficult to talk about finances and long-term care planning with your parents, but it's important to sit down together to talk about their concerns before your family is in the middle of a medical crisis. One helpful way to get the conversation started is to pass along a magazine or a newspaper article that discusses finances for the elderly. You also might want to get some advice from a certified elder law attorney. We can help you and your family understand the different options available to them. I'm here to answer your questions on WBCB Tuesday mornings on Senior Legal Strategies or in my office at 215-493-0727. That's 215-493-0727. Or check us out on the web at www.buckscountyelderlaw.com.
Hi, I'm Ravina. I'm 7 years old and I'm blind. You can help me live the life I want.
Help Ravina and other blind people by making a tax-deductible donation of your used car, truck, or almost anything with wheels to the National Federation of the Blind. Just call 855-659-9314 or visit carshelpingtheblind.org. That's carshelpingtheblind.org. And if you know a blind person who needs help, email nfb@nfb.org.
Tune in Sundays at 11 a.m. to A Time in the Chapel, a service of Chapel Ministries on WBCB 1490 AM.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, June 18. On this date in 1995, WCW held its Great American Bash pay-per-view. In the main event, Ric Flair pinned Randy Savage. On this date in 2001, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Tampa, Florida. In the main event, Spike Dudley, Chris Benoit, and Chris Jericho defeated Steve Austin, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Devon Dudley in a six-man tag team match. On this date in 2006, TNA held its Slammiversary pay-per-view. In the main event, Jeff Jarrett defeated Abyss, Christian Cage, Ron Killings, and Sting in a King of the Mountain match to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, June 18.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry alongside Lucas DeSangro. Man, what an interesting week it has been. We've got some Facebook feedback to get into, and actually this is one of these things is related to a story that we were going to get into. So I'll first read the post from John from Northeast Philly saying, Clash of Champions has been trademarked by WWE. Maybe we could get Halloween Havoc trademark too, #hopeful. Now, how that ties in, prior to all this domestic violence nonsense, Jerry Lawler making his annual appearance at the 38th annual Superman celebration in Metropolis, Illinois. Great name for a city.
Yeah.
He told a participant that WWE would have 2 pay-per-view events monthly, one for Raw and one for SmackDown, and this would happen except for the big 4 events, being WrestleMania, SummerSlam, the Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series.
So maybe we'll hear another, this is an inter-promotional bout scheduled for one fall from the Fink at WrestleMania or something like that.
Very possibly. I don't know. Will they be going back to him at this point to do anything other than announce the Hall of Famers?
Maybe Tony Chimmel?
Maybe.
I hope I said his name right.
Yeah, you said Tony Chimmel's name right.
Yay.
No, if anything, they'll just have the Fink announce the Hall of Famers to keep his WrestleMania streak going. 32-0.
The streak continues.
Yeah. With all props to The Undertaker, that's the real streak, making an appearance on every single WrestleMania. All 32 of them. Anyway, Lawler, to give you an idea, just to make sure this isn't complete hogwash, Lawler had mentioned in the previous year about SmackDown coming to the USA Network, moving to Tuesday, and going live at some point, and all 3 of those things did come to fruition.
I wonder how WWE feels with him sort of announcing all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's like Homer Simpson with the air horn. Spoiler alert.
Maybe they were just waiting for a time to suspend him indefinitely.
Yes, because domestic abuse is something that you can predict ahead of time.
No, I'm just saying they were just waiting for something.
They were waiting for a reason to suspend him. I got you. Okay.
Stop giving away our stuff, mate.
Fair enough. All righty. This past Monday, Zach Gowen attempting to qualify for the American Ninja Warrior show on NBC. We'll have to see if we can get the footage up on the Facebook fan page for that.
That was just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, adding to his showmanship, which he, of course, got from being in professional wrestling for quite a while, just before attempting the run, Gowen had removed his prosthetic leg and ran the course one-legged.
Yeah.
which I don't think had been done before in the history, the 8-year or 8-season history of American Ninja Warrior. There are people who
competitors who ran with prosthetic legs, but nobody ever took their prosthetic limbs off.
Exactly. So he legit ran the course to the best of his ability, one-legged.
He got over so much, and you saw even at one point they go to the commentator, he's like slamming his fist down on the table, like excited, like everybody was just
they were pulling for him.
It was awesome. You saw almost the tears in his tag team partner's eyes. Gregory Iron, who also has cerebral palsy, and he only wrestles with one functioning arm. They have a tag team together called the Handicap Heroes. Fearon and I were there at Pro Wrestling Syndicate the one time we went to that show. We saw them win the tag titles. It was amazing.
Yes, it was a very emotional moment for the crowd, and that was, in my opinion, the match of the night. Just based on tugging at the heartstrings of fans and playing into the fans' emotions.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure some other people would prefer other matches because they have various flips and triple Lindies and whatever else, but
I think anybody can do a moonsault, but I will pop whenever Zach Allen does a moonsault, because when he wrestles, he doesn't wrestle with his prosthetic leg on. So that's I'll pop like a madman for that.
Just being able to adapt your style to having only the one leg, it's very very admirable.
Yeah.
Although I think the arm strength was the issue, or what was it? The transferring from those
rings,
swinging rings that ultimately caused him to fall in the pool and not qualify. But still, he made a heck of a run and got probably a little more than halfway through the course before ultimately falling.
Let's put it this way: he may not have finished the course, but just on the fact, as soon as he
got as far as he did.
As soon as he removed his prosthetic limb, I'm just like, he should get performance of the night for that. If there was a performance of the night, it should go to him. He already won. It doesn't matter. The fact that he's there and he's running, and as soon as he took off his prosthetic limb, I'm just like, he won.
Absolutely. In other news, a Florida judge has dropped the domestic violence case against Adam Rose after he proved that he is getting professional help. He's been working on the independent scene as Aldo Rose since requesting his release and WWE granting it just under a month ago. Also, Chris Warren, who sang the DX theme song, died of undisclosed causes on Sunday at the age of 49. His obituary notes that he, quote, passed away suddenly, and his funeral will be held today in West Nyack, New York. Yeah, Chris Warren doing a lot of things for Degeneration X.
Yeah.
Of course, that's probably his most notable tune. You think you can tell me what to do? We're not going to go through the whole thing. But
Xbox, make some noise!
Yeah, he's been he's made a lot of contributions to WWE over the course of the last almost 20 years, and a shame to hear about his passing. Also, the Cruiserweight Classic coming up. Coming up very soon, in fact. And the 32 competitors were all listed. Among some of the notable names, and I know you'll want to jump in for some of these, Tajiri, former WWE star.
Todgers is going to be there.
Brian Kendrick.
Ooh, Spanky.
Cedric Alexander. That's a name that's been pretty notable along the independent scene in a couple of other places.
Fresh off of his stint with Ring of Honor, he just wrestled a great match with Matthew Riddle at the most recent Evolve event.
Yeah, there are a lot of worldwide names as well. Drew Gulak's going to be in it. Zack Sabre Jr.
I think he's one of the people I picked to win that tournament altogether.
He certainly does have a following. And also of note, from right here, pretty close to our backyard, Anthony Bennett of the MFPW.
Yeah,
that's right. He's gotten the call to participate in the Cruiserweight Classic, so that's certainly good for him. Former Supersonic champion of the MFPW. So great to see that the training of the MF Pro Academy is sending people places.
Yeah,
a lot of hope for us there.
Yeah, a lot of hope.
Most certainly. And a federal appeals court threw out the $1.8 million in damages that Jesse Ventura was awarded in a defamation lawsuit against the late Chris Kyle. The Associated Press reporting that the Court of Appeals also sent Ventura's defamation claim back to district court for a new trial. We gonna do it again.
Woo!
The judges wrote, quote, Ventura's counsel's closing remarks in combination with the improper cross-examination of two witnesses about Kyle's insurance coverage prevented Kyle from receiving a fair trial. So, man, losing $1.8 million. Just
Plus the fact that Ventura tried to like hit where it hurt, especially like, right after Kyle was killed.
Yeah, that's
sort of a low blow.
Bad form, as Dustin Hoffman said in the movie Hook.
That doesn't exactly, surprise me, though, with Ventura. Like, he's a heck of a commentator, but just
a little too antagonistic at certain points.
Yeah.
All right, get your tickets before it's too late for next week's event at the MFPW, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. You'll see Vinny Marsalia take on former Supersonic champion Mikey Webb. Marsalia?
Yes.
Did I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there?
Yes.
Doggone it. Marsalia. So the E sounds like an A. That's right. You're Italian. You know all this stuff. I don't. What do I mean? All right. Also, Rico de la Vega's Beast Cartel will challenge Paid in Full. Plus, current Supersonic champion LSG takes on WWE Cruiserweight Classic participant Anthony Bennett. All this plus the Heavenly Bodies, Punisher Martinez, Cody Vance, and much more at the MFPW, presented by the world-famous Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, plus at monsterfactory.org. And you can check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and more at the mfnetwork.com. All right, we've got very, 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 very little time. So, predictions for Money in the Bank.
Let's do it. Money.
All righty. Pre-show matches. Golden Truth against Breezango.
Golden Truth.
I'm with you on that one. Lucha Dragons against the Dudley Boys, another pre-show match.
I'm going to say Dudley Boys.
Okay, as am I. How about that? Apollo Crews against Sheamus.
Crews.
You're going Crews? I'm going Sheamus on that.
Ooh.
Okay.
First
Finally
disagreement of the night. You usually win those, unfortunately for me.
More often than not. Dolph Ziggler against Baron Corbin.
I'm going to say Ziggler.
I'm going Corbin there. I think he's going to continue his momentum. Women's tag match. Charlotte and Dana Brooke against Natalya and Becky Lynch.
I'm going to go Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
I initially was going to, but I'm going to go Natalya and Becky Lynch.
Interesting.
Maybe set something up for Battleground and then give a singles title match for Charlotte to defend at SummerSlam. Rusev against Titus O'Neil for the U.S. title.
I'm going to say Rusev retains.
As am I. Sorry, Titus. I don't think the PWW Karma is going to help you out on this one.
The
New
PWW
Day,
Karma?
Yeah, I had him on the show.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Not quite like the Jungle Karma, but that's another whole thing.
Wow.
Hysterical. All right, New Day taking on Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, as well as Enzo and Big Cass and the Vaudevillains, a fatal four-way match for the tag titles.
It's probably not going to happen, but I'm going Enzo and Big Cass.
I'm thinking New Day somehow retains. Call me crazy. Actually,
crazy.
Yeah. You're crazy. Of course I am. John Cena against AJ Styles.
Styles.
We agree on that one. I know it's kind of surprising to pick against Cena, and that'll probably come back to bite me.
No, I don't think so, because they don't want to make it seem like Styles is getting buried.
Yeah, no, there have been many other times for that. The actual Money in the Bank ladder match. Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio, Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, and Chris Jericho. Who you got? You're torn.
I'm going either Ambrose or Owens. I'm officially picking Ambrose, but if Owens wins, I want, partial credit. But I'm officially
out of high school. There's a partial credit.
I'm picking Ambrose.
And finally, Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. So am I, by the way. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that Rollins never lost.
Lol, Roman wins. Roman wins.
It's contagious. See that? I'm agreeing Roman's also taking that. So that leaves us with just over a minute, just enough time for
birthdays.
I've got 4 of them for you today. On this date in 1936, I should have played the 4 drop, but I didn't. On this date in 1936, Larry the Axe Hennig was born. The NWA, AWA, and WWF star with the 22-inch neck, Father of WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Hennig and grandfather of WWE star Curtis Axel turns 80 today. The big 8-0.
Is he still alive?
Yeah. Well, because he's turning 80 today, yes, that would imply that he's still alive.
I'm sorry.
What don't you understand? On this date in 1946, Frank Donald Goodish was born. The Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame brawler, best known as Bruiser Brody, was stabbed to death at the age of 42 in Puerto Rico prior to a match in 1988. On this date in 1964, Vito Joseph LaGrasso was born. The former two-time WCW Tag Team Champion and former WWE cross-dressing star known as Big Vito turns 52 today. That's right. That's another story for another day. And on this date in 1970, Kenneth Stashowski was born. The former WCW Tag Team Champion, best known as Kenny Chaos, turns 46 today. Happy birthday all around. We'll be back next week from the MFPW Arena. Anything quickly to add, Lucas?
You stay classy.
He's not the best color man in the business for nothing. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock in all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBC.